As we continue to feel the impacts of Covid-19 that changed all the rules of the business world, we try to shed a light on the impacts of the pandemic on the ERP industry. In this video, Oliver Betz from SAP is our guest speaker. We talked about the highlights of the Sapphire Now event and the impacts of Covid-19 on the ERP industry. Could you tell us about yourself and your role in SAP, please?
Yes. So Oliver Betz, I'm 20 years with the company now, and my accountability is about S/4HANA product management. So in that area, we drive all product requirements together with the field organization and with our customers for all deployment option, which includes S/4HANA Cloud and the on-premise deployment.
Okay, that's great. And I want to ask the second question about the COVID-19. So COVID-19 continues to reshape the business world with the rules of the new normal. Would you evaluate the effects of the pandemic on the ERP industry?
Yeah, very good question. So interesting, what we see is that while our customers have challenges, both they have to keep the supply chains up and running, make them even more resilient. They have to face the fact that the work environment is changing. A lot of their employees are sitting at different places. However, the ERP is even more in the focus than before. So you need to make sure your ERP system is up and running, resilient. So this is a core area to protect investments. And where we see is even in some areas to even increase investments. And this is really, supply chain is one area, but also in the financial areas where visibility on cash is obviously key these days. And that is key capabilities you have in your ERP system. That's why with all the engagement that we have with customers, the investments in that area we see continue, and in some areas even have a stronger focus in this current environment.
Okay. What are the advantages of being an SAP user during the pandemic period? What changes have occurred in your customers' demands?
Yeah, so when we talk again with the customers, how this is changing from a user perspective, the benefits that they have is the users have the full access and the visibility to the business independent where they are. So let's assume you're running an S4 cloud solution and you're sitting on a different workplace, you don't have the interaction, but still you have full insights on like the financial situation, the logistical situation, supply chain, things which are going on, which allows you to react immediately, which is even more important than before because things are changing much faster. You have potentially to adjust your supply chain, and all this information is accessible, can be digested, and the users are empowered to make the right business decision to make sure the business is adjusted based on what is going on in the world today.
Okay. And we heard that SAP has introduced many innovations across the supply chain within the scope of the Industry.Now initiative. Could you give us some more information about these innovations?
Yes, exactly. And it's not something we're doing now the first time. So that's a constant investment which are driving with the industry teams and the supply chain teams since year, driven by the fact that our customers want to more and more get the manufacturing information, so all the information they have from the machines on the shop floor, more directly integrated in the operational data which comes from the ERP. So getting the data more seamlessly integrated to have, again, better visibility, better transparency, but also capabilities to better steer the production processes. And this is what we now bring to the next level, where we deliver even more integration, out-of-the-box integrated processes, workflows. So this is really then delivering a harmonized platform for our customers so they can have the full insights on what is going on the shop floor, but again, do have the full insights to do the right decision to steer the operations and change what is required.
Okay. So could you give us some more information about the Industry 4.0? How does the Industry 4.0 help the customers to make the transition from a factory-focused strategy to a company-wide one?
Yeah, so what we do there is really then to bring an end-to-end process together from the consumer, from the customer, where what is the demand you have from your market, be it B2B or B2C, over all the planning processes to then really the shop floor where the production happens. That is even more important because these processes are more and more getting integrated, and time from an order to the production is shrinking. So all these things need to work much more closer together. So with what we do with Industry for now, with delivering these integrated processes, we allow our customers to immediately react on things which are going on the customer side, to have the planning adjusted, to have the production adjusted, but also feed data, for example, they have from the customers on buying experiences back to production, so that changes, for example, in the production can be done easily to be adjusted to the changing needs of the customers.
Mm-hmm, okay. And during the Sapphire Now event, it was mentioned that it is important for businesses to respond quickly to environmental and market changes in today's hyper-connected world. How does SAP help its customers within this context?
Exactly. So it goes a little bit back to what we discussed already. So sustainability is a broader topic. It's having sustainable relationships to the customers, but also to the partners, to your vendors, and all these things. And what we provide with our integrated suite, with our integrated solutions, we provide our customers an integrated platform where they can deal with all these elements to be a sustainable company, to have all the insights, how they deal with the different partners, with the different suppliers, to also change the way they interact with the supplier. The same with their customers, but also on the environmental side, to have full understanding how the environmental impact is and to optimize that. So this is all what we can deliver with our ERP suite.
SAP also announced the Climate 21 program to help customers pursuing their climate-related goals. Could you give us some more details about the objective of this program?
Yes, and that is something which is really dear to my heart, because I believe it's our obligation that we make sure we have an environment which also supports our kids and the next generation, that they also have a world which is worth to live in. So what we do with Climate 21 is to allow our customers to get a full understanding of the environment, about the carbon footprint they have, not just in their own operations, because a lot of things happen outside, transportation, logistics, the carbon footprint, which is brought into the company in the production from the vendors. So they get that all in one solution. They have a full transparency. And even more, we also provide them insights and recommendation how to change that. For example, we show in a production process that the majority of the carbon footprint is spent in that operational plant, and now we do proposals how to shift that, how to reorganize that, to reduce that. So it's not just providing transparency, but it's really also optimize the process and the procedures. Why do we believe SAP is really here perfectly fit to really do that job? Because at the end, we are already running 80% of the transaction of the world. We have the full supply chain in our hands. With Ariba, we have a strong network which has this integration already in the ERP. So just looking at the classical ERP footprint might be just not enough. So you need to get the supplier data. You need to have all the transportation, the logistical data, because you need to have this holistic view on the carbon footprint of your production. And that's what we can do. What we want to do is really to build a carbon ledger into the core product, ERP in the future, when it's about resource. So that's the R in the ERP. Exactly. Carbon is also a key resource. And it's not just carbon, it's principally greenhouse gases. And that's what we want to do. We want to provide our customers the capability to have the insights, but really also to manage this across their whole end-to-end life cycle.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Oliver.